Thank you, Aldo. Thank you, congratulations. Hello, yes. Thank you, Aldo, and congratulations for your initiative. I think that it's very interesting. For us as an education institution, IED, both in Barcelona and Madrid, we have the responsibility to understand, to foresight, and to imagine the future, especially a better future. We are working with a wide community of students, youngest, from 21 years up to 35, 40 years, and professional in the different fields of design, fashion, visual communication, interior design, product design, transportation and mobility design, and even services and design thinking. So I think that we have the huge responsibility to think about what will happen in the future, in the next future, what will happen in the next 10 or 15 years up from the present. So in this kind of sort of uncertainty scenarios that are facing, everybody's facing in the future, we build a team of researchers of IED community, both professionals and teachers, and we try to build a sort of visual map, a sort of a visual dynamic compass to guide both students and professors to understand the next challenge in terms of design challenge of the future. So we build a sort of map that we call the Flexor 2033. The Flexor is a sort of complex map in which we try to combine different global tendencies in a series of design scenarios in which design could be a relevant tool to solve a challenge. For us, a challenge, a future challenge, is a sort of problem-opportunity axis. And it's something that can be used just like how we can solve this problem with the design process, or how we can use this opportunity to give a more important impact to the whole community using always design process. So we build this map, and we call the Flexor design expansion flowing organism, and we discovered 6 main couples of megatrends that we apply to some design scenarios. The first, of course, is the rapid urbanization that is experienced all the main cities of the world, basically in the Far East. China is the leading country that is experiencing this rapid urbanization, and the futurist says that the city are the real laboratory for designers and for architects to build a new solution for people. And these megatrends we couple with the alternative energy transition that we are experiencing even here in the European cities. So here are, for instance, two photos. One is the New Year Eve in Beijing. So the big problem of the rapid urbanization and the mobility and the infrastructure problems that they are experiencing. But even now here in Europe we are experiencing such a kind of problems. And this is just like another example of Cupra, that is the top brand of the SEAT group, that is shifting from the traditional energies to even in the sport cars, just like this one, of electrical energy. So this is, for instance, is one of the projects that we've been developing during the last year as an academic project in the IED that is linked to the rapid urbanization and then alternative energy shift. It's a motorcycle, completely electrical motorcycle that being used for citizen, especially for urban transportation. So it's an example. And then the second, rapidly because I have 5 minutes. The second couple of megatrends that we've been exploring with our researchers is the tendencies that are being facing in the field of business companies. First, the changing business volatility, the startups phenomenon, and compared with the multi-companies, the corporation that are experiencing a big shift in their department, and the general global economic power shift from Europe and developing countries to the Far East and China country. So all these couple are producing for us a very interesting scenario in design application that we've been called design for the new business model. Design process and design methodology can be used to build a better and more interesting business model and more sustainable business model for every type of companies, and even small and medium companies that, as everybody knows, are the 85% of the companies' tissues here in Europe. Okay, for instance, these are some examples of business models that have been changed completely the field. For instance, here Netflix in the television field, or the technology of the Bitcoin and the technology that is behind Bitcoin that is completely changing every kind of transaction, not only financial transactions. The third couple of tendencies that IED research and we've been exploring in our future challenges in our community is something that is related to technology. So it's even more focused in this context of industry, and is due to the fact of we are experiencing a huge movement of hyperconnectivity, from 3G, 4G and 5G, so people are much more interconnected and with faster and better interconnection. Will change the whole experience that we have with our smart devices and the telephone and all kinds of devices. And the second is the acceleration of the adoption of this technology for the final users. So final users have been used to adopt faster and faster every kind of technology. Let's think about it. We are talking about before that the 3D printing is always being used in a very easy way for final user. Maybe the challenge of the 3D printing in the future will be to find something that even could be more intuitive for the next future for the final user. This kind of two tendencies produce for us a very clear design scenario is design for smart and media technologies. Okay, and the question will be how in the future we could humanize more and more this technology, and not the reverse, not the people that could be in some case the victim of the technology itself. But technology can be useful and more human for human beings. Of course, that IE and robotics and all this kind of technology and new materials. Okay, the last two tendencies, and I'm finished. One is about the cultural complexity. We strongly believe that design process is something that could be very useful to understand, to develop a universal language for different cultures. And the last two tendencies and the last scenario, and I'm finished, and maybe we will have more time to speak about this, is about the population aging and the demographic boom. So we strongly believe that design process could be a very interesting tool even for what we are experiencing, especially in developing countries. That it's a rapid population aging, especially in Europe, that is producing new lifestyles and new styles of consumption. So we strongly believe that this will be one of the strong challenge for the future and for the designers. And there are a sort of huge array of product and service that we have to design that doesn't exist in the present. Okay, thank you. Yeah.